Yesterday was my shop update and I was mentally exhausted. I had done so much to prepare for the shop update. It was like the biggest, most intricate shop update I've had yet, where I was offering a ton of different options. I added 18 karat gold as an option to a few of the new pieces. So it was just a lot of mental focus leading up to yesterday, and then just like it's finally here. So today we're going to just do some simple things. I have a really easy repair that I need to do on a beautiful chain. So I will repair the chain and then I'm going to give it a beautiful polish, just like it was brand new, like I had just made it. This isn't a chain that I have made, but it is a repair that somebody's entrusting me with. So I'm very excited about that. I have a pave ring that needs to get sent out in the mail, so we'll get that prepared and we'll see what other fun things we're gonna do. My name is Vanessa. I'm a self-taught metalsmith and I'm the creator of With Love Jewelry. This is the beautiful chain that I will be doing the repair on. It is a rope chain, and unfortunately, you can see the owner's child, I think, pulled on the clasp and broke, I feel like they just broke the spring in there, but there really isn't a way for me to fix the lobster clasp, so I ordered one that's identical to it so that it looks like nothing ever changed. And we're just gonna swap them out and polish everything up, and this is a quick and easy repair. It looks like the spring inside of here broke. So this no longer has any tension and it's not sitting properly. So we're just gonna replace the entire lobster clasp with one that's identical to it. It would be very easy and lazy of me to just go in here with flush cutters and open up the jump ring that is holding the lobster clasp onto the necklace. Because when you use flush cutters, you have one side that's flat and then one side that becomes like a point. Because the flush cutters only have one side that's flush and the other side that isn't. So if I do that, it means that I have to go in on that jump ring with my file and file that point so that it's flat so I can resolder it together. And that's wasteful. I'm wasting metal on that jump ring. So instead I'm going to, and I get to use my new parallel pliers to hold it. I'm gonna go in with my jeweler's saw. I'm gonna saw a straight line so now both ends are straight and I can easily bring tension back to those ends and just solder it back to normal, and I waste way less metal than I would if I were using flush cutters. So funny. I thought it said 2. There's 6 in here. Okay, I've got some extra lobster clasps. It's perfect 1 for 1. The customer didn't want a different size lobster clasp, and this one's just a little bit bent out of shape, but these should be exactly the same size if this was shaped correctly. Just gonna make sure the ends are good and flush, and then we will go solder this closed. So I cut along the solder seam so that I don't need to add additional solder. I can see where the solder seam was, so if you're ever looking for a solder seam, you can go over what you're working on very lightly with your flame and it will change the color of the solder seam, and then you can easily just cut through that, and then you have exactly, so you're not, then you won't have a second solder seam if you just make a random cut somewhere that wasn't the original seam. So now I have cut through exactly where that solder seam was. I'm just going to add some flux and heat it up, and the solder should flow. While that's pickling, I have a order for a pair of turquoise earrings that I have made that need to go out, but I made these quite a while ago, so I'm gonna give them a polish so that they look brand new, and then I'll get them packaged up. This was just something that I had used for one of the makers markets that I went to, so that they were on something that had their price on them. Like, it's always important to tag something whenever you're at a maker's market. So this was just what I used for that, but I'm gonna polish these up and put them in a nice box so I can send them off and they look brand new. The necklace is finished pickling, and so you can, I'll show you closer, but you can see that where it was in the pickle, it has a matte finish and the rest of it is shiny. But what we're gonna do is we're going to polish the entire necklace so that it looks like it's brand new and you can't tell that there was any work done to it. One time I tried polishing a chain on a polishing lathe and it almost ripped 3 of my fingers off. So I don't do that anymore. I stay away from polishing lathes unless I'm doing rings. And I do these with my micromotor. I do these with my flex shaft, and it takes a lot longer, but I get to keep my fingers. So it's safer for me and I prefer that. I'd rather keep my fingers than go a little bit faster. I wish you could see how amazingly sparkly this is now. So I polished it all up, and to give it great shine, I'm gonna throw it in the tumbler for an hour. And while it's tumbling, I am going to go hand deliver the turquoise earrings, which is so exciting. I always enjoy hand delivering things to, or pieces to people that purchase from me. So this is gonna get a brand new finish and I'll be back. This is an awesome money saving tip, and who doesn't love to save money, especially when you're working with things like precious metals? Whenever I tumble jewelry, I always use a double sieve to catch the contents of the tumbler. But to make the double sieve even better, I use a coffee filter to catch all of the silver and gold shavings. So let me show you what I mean. So I purchased 2 sieves, one that fits inside the other. They were actually a set. And what I do is I take a coffee filter, I put it inside the big sieve, and then I put the little sieve inside that, and I dump my tumbler contents in here. And so the water's gonna pass through the sieves and the filter, but it's gonna catch any silver or gold particles or dust that would normally pass through the sieve. And then you're going to be left with a coffee filter. And this is a new one, but when you shine it in the light, you're going to see all these beautiful gold, silver, and gold flecks. And then you send that coffee filter to your refinery and you get a whole bunch of money from it. And just to give you an idea, this is the inside of my tumbler. All of those sparkles, that's silver. So instead of throwing that down your drain, get your money back. So I just hand delivered the earrings and it was awesome because she put them on right then and there and I got to see them on and they looked beautiful. So I am going to take the necklace out of the tumbler. Let's see how it looks. So shiny. Let me wipe it down and I'll show you. So that is just gorgeous. It looks brand new. And I just want to make sure there's no, yeah, the clasp works perfectly. It should, it's a brand new clasp. So he should be very happy with getting to wear his necklace again. I'm still waiting on the order to fulfill for the pave ring. Don't want to create a shipping label without the order being paid for because I want the tracking to be associated with the order, and I can always fill the tracking in by hand, but I like to do it directly through Shopify. So I don't think that's going to happen today as the owner of this pave ring lives in Australia and there's a time difference. So when she gets to it, she gets to it. It's no rush. And then I will take the pave ring to the mail post office to get delivered. And I can't wait for her to get her pave ring.